Hello student, in this video we are going to look at the discriminant of a quadratic equation. Is that okay? Now let us first look at the solution to the quadratic equation. We say that our x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac out of 2a. Is that okay? Now we want to know what is a discriminant. What is a discriminant? Now we are saying that a discriminant is a discriminant of a polynomial is a quantity that depends on the coefficients of the polynomial and determines the various properties of the roots. Is that okay? It determines the various properties of the roots. Now they are telling us that it is a quantity. So we are going to come here. This is the discriminant we are talking about. It is a quantity which is b squared minus 4ac. It is a quantity that depends on the coefficients. And the coefficients of the equation, we say that it is b, a, and c, and it determines the various properties of the roots. Now for today's video we are going to look at how does it determine the nature of the roots. Is that okay? Now we shall have case 1. And our discriminant b squared minus 4ac we shall equate to 0. And what will happen? We shall have our x is equal to negative b plus or minus a square root. Remember I said b squared minus 4ac is 0, so we put there 0 out of a 2a. So our x1 will be negative b minus a 0 out of a 2a, which is x1 is equal to negative b out of 2a. And our x2 will be negative b plus a 0 out of a 2a. And our x2 will be negative b out of 2a. Now if we try to look at these solutions, we shall see that they are equal, but they are coming from the quadratic equation. Therefore our x1 is equal to x2, and it is two real equal roots. Example, we have our x squared. We have example of x squared minus 6 of x plus 9 is equal to 0. Our a is 1, our b is negative 6, our c is equal to 9. Therefore our x, which is the solution, is equal to negative b, which is a negative 6, plus or minus a square root of b squared minus 4. Our a is 1 and our c is 9, and a root out of 2a. Is that okay? And our x will be equal to 6 times negative 1 times 6, which is 6, plus or minus root 6 squared, which is 36, minus 4 times 9, which is also 36, out of a 2. And upon solving that, we shall have x1 is equal to 6 plus 36 minus 36, which is a 0 out of a 2. So our x1, it will be 6 divided by 2, which is a 3. And our x2 will be equal to 6 minus a 0 out of a 2. And our x2 will be a 3. Now if we look at the roots we've obtained, x1 is equal to x2. So that means that they are 2 and they are equal. So we want to sketch our quadratic equation. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Now it is cutting the y-axis at 9 and it cuts the x-axis at 2 points, which is 3 and 3. So this is 3 and 3. So it will come, sit there, and it will just go away. So that is the equation for our quadratic something. Now case 2, we have our case 2. Case 2 will happen when b squared minus 4ac greater than 0. Is that okay? And I'm going to leave that one for you. You drop the answer in the comment section. Is that okay? Now I'm going to look at case 3. Case 3, when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. And if we'll try to look at our number line, if this is our 0 and something to be less than 0, so it will be a negative. Is that okay? Therefore the discriminant will be less than a 0. And we are having an example there. Differentiate the nature of roots. For example, we have our equation x squared minus 6 of x plus 13 is equal to 0. We want to see what is the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. So now our a is equal to 1, our b is equal to negative 6, our c is equal to 13, and our x is equal to negative b, which is a negative 6, plus or minus a square root of b squared, which is a negative 6 squared, minus 4, a is 1, and our c is 13 out of 2a. Our 2a is a 2. So we shall have our x is equal to negative times a negative, we shall have a positive, plus or minus square root of 36 minus, what is 4 times 13? What is 4 times 13? 52, yes, out of 2a. So now our x will be 6 plus or minus root of 36. What is 36? What is 36 minus 52? Yes, 36 minus 52. Someone is saying negative 16. Negative 16 out of a 2. So we shall have x is equal to 6 plus or minus 16 times negative 1 out of 2a. Now our x, it will be equal to, our a is 1, sorry, our x will be equal to 6 plus or minus root of 16 times root of negative 1 out of a 2. So our x will be 6 plus or minus, what is root of 16? What is root of 16? I'm hearing someone saying a 4 times root of 1 out of a 2. So our x is by 2, 1 by 2, 3 plus or minus 2 root of negative 1. Now students, what is the square root of negative 1? What is the square root of negative 1? Try to get the calculator and replace in the square root of negative 1. Someone is saying that the calculator is telling us math error.